Hey YouTube, man, this is episode 24 of YeahManThePodcast. Today, I'm joined by my fellow host, Jeanette, Agent Sensation.
Hey.
Ben Awesome Newsom, and that man Dwayne. And today we're going to talk about the virtual Martin Luther King March. Would you like to explain that to us? I'm kind of half-assed, man, to be honest.
Yes,
but I kind of get it.
Because on our last show, JP was trying to explain it, but he wasn't explaining it very well, and he just had way more questions than he had answers.
So basically, what the virtual march is, since the pandemic is happening and everything, we've got to do something different.
Right.
And so what the commission came up with was bringing the march to television. And virtually probably comes more from because you can stream it online, you can see it over the internet, or however they're gonna put it out there.
Okay.
So I think the virtual part is kind of a catchphrase, but ultimately, what it is Yaki Smith, who is a director extraordinaire. He's actually a dean at UT and has made many films and has had a lot of work with huge accolades from San Antonio, graduated from Sam Houston. He was asked to direct the virtual march.
Okay.
And so what he chose to do is, in his words, is create a cinematic experience of the march.
Okay.
And so by doing it that way, it still keeps the tradition and the spirit of the march going for people that are at home. And, right now, since we're all socially distanced and, we're away from loved ones and, especially when it's a tradition in San Antonio as big as the march, this is one way to keep that spirit going.
Are y'all gonna have like performers too? Like how normally they'll have like a gospel group and other people performing. Are y'all having that too?
So there's a lot of stuff going on in this show. I was asked to keep some of it under wraps until a little bit closer to the event, but it's gonna have a lot of the traditional things that you're used to in the march, and even along the marching route as well.
Okay.
Learning the history, speaking to a lot of people who helped traditionally put on the march.
Right.
And you hear a lot of words from people who have been involved with the march from the beginning. And it's kind of exciting to see it from that point of view, because really, I think in a way we may have taken it for granted, especially being in San Antonio, because we've had it. It started in 87, 86, something like that.
Now, let me see. 'Cause I know my mom took me out of school for the first time they had it. Probably 85, 86.
Yeah. So it hasn't been around, very long in the grand scheme of things. But yet it seems like it's been around forever.
Right.
I can't remember a MLK, where we wasn't trying to get fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go down and see your people.
Right.
It's like, it's a tradition like no other, in San Antonio.
And that would kind of like the virtual. Because I posted on Facebook, and I seen that you was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, when I posted it, I just put thoughts. Like I didn't, want to, and then that's why I hit you up and said I got to talk to you and kind of get the other side of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people that, and then I thought about it and I said, you can't have 300,000 people in that place like that, you know what I mean? And you really can't social distance it because you only got so many cops that you can't put the whole police force on it.
Yeah.
And I actually thought about it, and I'm like, okay. Were there any people that kind of said, we're just not going to have it?
So I wasn't privy to a lot of that part of it. I was involved on the production side, and was lucky enough to have a chance to be some of the talent as well.
Okay.
That's going to be on the show.
Cool.
So yes, there are performers there. You got it out.
There you go. There you go.
So is it something that people can still attend, or is it just all like in a studio, or?
No, it's not going to be anything that you can attend. It's going to be something that you can watch on TV in the comfort of your home.
Okay.
But it wasn't shot in studio. It was shot along the actual marching route. Yeah.
Okay.
And the goal of the production and everybody that worked on it was to give you that experience and that spirit of the march.
So y'all still gonna start from MLK middle school to Pittman Southern?
It's the route of the march, yes.
Okay.
It's the route of
So
the
y'all
march.
actually gonna do the whole march, okay?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not involved with post production on it. I was blessed to be on the production team, so that's the last time I seen it.
Okay.
So how they're gonna put it together into an actual show, I know in theory what I was told, but I'm just as excited to see it, you know. And I personally think, like I keep saying, like our impact on San Antonio, even though we've only been 7% of the population, and we have the hugest march in the nation,
Right.
you know, and that there is a black culture in San Antonio, and historically we've only been 7%. That's how powerful it is.
And that's why it hurt me for me to look at it and say it's virtual, man. I was like, it hurt, man, because I was thinking, am I gonna bring my dog, man?
Yeah.
And I have a spot to park, no lie, on Lincoln Shire.
Oh, we all got a spot.
I got a spot.
We all got a spot, especially now that they moved it to the new location.
Yeah.
Even when they had to stop it at the statue, we had a spot.
Yeah.
We knew. I knew my grandma and them would always be up there, because when it stopped up there at Martin Luther King statue, right there by Jack in the Box and Wieners and everything, where they would perform at and have the stage built up at, my grandma and my Aunt Clara and everybody, they would always be right there in that front row. So even as a kid, I knew, I probably rarely got there at the beginning. I probably have never marched the entire march, but I'll come in, I'll come in halfway and, hey,
Now, for the last 3 years, I marched.
Did you?
Yeah, and then it's when you march, it's a different experience. Because I have just showed up there.
Yeah.
But when you march, it's it's a better experience, man.
Yeah.
Like a sense of unity.
Well, you meet a lot of different people there, man. I mean, you meet a lot of black people, Hispanic, white, a little bit of everybody. It's like it is a sense of unity, and it's people there it's people there that really respect like the whole unity and the whole Martin Luther King dream, man. Mm-hmm. It's really cool, man. It's I like it more than, it's probably one of my best events in San Antonio, man. Like I like it more than anybody on Fiesta, I'm just being real. Like, because
it's our holiday.
Yeah, and it's not like so financially driven. It's not like, you got to pay $80 to park or $20 to park. It's just,
and that's what I hope it doesn't turn to.
Yeah.
I've heard, rumors of it becoming more and more commercialized, more, it's always been an event, but more like
Like a fiesta.
Like a fiesta, like a carnival, type thing. I mean, I know vendors have to make their money,
Right.
and the vendors are all of them. I mean, let them come out and get theirs.
Right.
But I agree. I think it should be kept like it is, to where it's for the community. And don't make it where you're charging people to come in. I hope it never turns that way. I hope it never does. I like the community feel of it.
Yeah, I do. Did you hear anything about them changing it? Moving it? I heard about that about a couple years ago, about them moving it downtown.
I heard that probably around the same time that you did.
Yeah.
That was a certain council member's agenda.
Right?
Maybe, I don't remember his name exactly. But that was his agenda at the time, and I think it was very unpopular.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was real unpopular, and it didn't go over too well with a lot of people. And I don't think they're talking about that no more.
Cool.
At least I hope not, because you can't take that downtown. That's East Side. That's like I say, that's our holiday. Like we was taking off of work to go down there. Like we knew that day we was gonna be off. Like, all right, who's gonna take off in January?
But I was, I was so, like when the first time it happened, man. Like looking back, I was so proud of my mom because I was at Sinclair, and I was so glad. Like looking back, I was so proud of my mom for taking me out of school. Mm-hmm. And my mom would not take me out of school for nothing. So she was dying. Yeah. And she was like, "No, my son, you get out of school." Like she took me out. Like, and they were like, "Well, why are you taking him out?" Because we're going to March. Mm-hmm. And she made me march. And I was in first grade. You feel like you dying when you're walking down there, but I was one that I was so proud of my mom, man. You know what I mean? Because
that's the important. Yeah. That's what's important about it, is because that's what we have to continue passing down to the kids. Right. Is the importance of the moment itself and how it should reverberate through your life. Because it's supposed to be about you. Right. It's supposed to be about community. So are we? So what we were saying. Hey, we finna call you back, bruh. Alright, we finna call you back. We got you though.
What?
So basically though, I don't know how you have I'm an old school marcher, man. How can you tell people that just like I go every year, man?
Yeah.
And I got a parking space, all that.
It's hard to adapt to change.
Yeah, but how do you tell a person that's been going for so many years, man, to watch it on TV? Like how?
I think we just got to take advantage of the moment. Like real talk. Like it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they already said that. Like so, I would rather them come up with a good alternative,
right,
than not have it. Because now we got a chance. Like I say, you got to take advantage of the opportunity. Because now we got a chance to tell about the Black experience. Because even though it's the largest march in the nation, 250, 300,000 people coming out there, I still got homeboys. It's like they don't know nothing about it. Not a lot of my brothers, but a lot of the white friends that I have, and a lot of Mexican friends they have, they don't know the importance of it. They don't know the history of it because they haven't experienced it. And I think this is a chance just to educate some people who don't know.
Yeah, I suggest
give it that exposure.
And give it that exposure.
I suggest everybody who ain't never went to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a beautiful event, man. Like it's like I didn't know you be surprised how many Black people live in San Antonio because they be there. And then it's cool because you see like different races and different people walking. And that's what I like about the walking part, man. Because you'll see like, man, people white or white walking. You see Hispanic people walking. Mm-hmm. Like the picture I got on my Facebook for my dog is from the MLK March. And it's like an event, man. And it's like, what I like about it is no drama.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I mean, you might have drama, but mostly, he might, like,
Like, you know.
Especially when it was over in my jacket crack, yeah. But, no, man, but mostly, man, like, it's cool.
Yeah. For the most part, I mean, in the past, you know what I'm saying. But you gonna have that, like, that's life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's life. Whenever you get a large group of people together, you're gonna have some hard hits from time to time. That happens. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's always been positive, and you know, it's something that people can rejoice around. You know, because it's something we built too. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody can't come in from Houston or Dallas and say, we did this and y'all copied us. You know, we built this. You know, it's got San Antonio written all over it. And the thing that's dope about it too is it's not just a march, but all the events that happen around it. You know, basketball tournaments, talent shows, unofficial car shows. You know what I'm saying?
They have the Dream Week.
Dream Week is a whole entity to itself.
Okay.
So there's the MLK Commission, and then there's the Dream Week.
So Dream Week is separate.
It's separate. Yeah.
Are they still doing Dream Week? You know?
From what I understand, yes. And I believe it's also going to be more virtual than previous years as well. But Dream Week, I believe, is something where it's like many 20, 30, 40, hundreds of events spread around the city within this week-long time frame. So it's a little bit different. It still celebrates the dream of Martin Luther King, but it's just different from what the MLK does. But what is dope though is when you, like I say, the car shows, when brothers be coming down there with they whips, they slabs looking, candid, the paint's dripping. Look up, they go ride down the street, hit the car wash it off, and come right back down the street. You know what I'm saying? They painting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the excitement of it though.
It's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful, man. It's like if you haven't been. Like, it's just like, and when people talk about Fiesta, I'm like, oh, like, that just, I'm not huge in Fiesta, because it's like a money grip, you know what I mean? But,
the only thing I ever did in Fiesta is Taste New Orleans, honestly.
That's one thing I go to too, also, Taste New Orleans.
Yeah, but that's also considered the black event of Fiesta.
Right.
Yeah.
To the point where they had to create a Taste of the North Side because people didn't feel comfortable, probably. Whatever the reason was, it's probably, you probably got to add salt to the food, right?
Yeah.
You got to bring your own hot sauce to the Taste of the North Side, right?
It's different. I mean, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same food. It's a different atmosphere.
Wait, you telling me
they had all the hoity-toity, all
this
the
first time I'm hearing
restaurants.
There's a Taste of the North Side?
Yeah.
They got a taste of, what's the one with Brax by?
That's
Southside?
No.
Taste of the North Side.
It's Breckenridge.
No, we talking about Breckenridge.
No, but they be at King Williams.
Breckenridge, that's Breckenridge Park.
Oh.
We talking about Breckenridge High School.
They got something there going on?
Yeah, what's the neighborhood by Breckenridge? The high school. King Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a
It's King Williams Fair. That's what I just said.
And it'll take from King Williams?
No, it's the King Williams Fair. I go there every year.
Okay. Yeah.
And King Williams is extremely expensive out there. Very nice area.
Food's good there.
Oh, great.
I was like, I love King Williams District.
I never been to that.
It's like Southtown,
I mean, I've been there, but not during that time.
It's ridiculous. It's too many people.
My wife used to have a shop down on Alamo, and they have the First Fridays down there.
Right.
And
by Brickstar?
Yeah, down by the brick. And it's dope. It was dope, People
That part of town is popping right now, though. They got some seriously amazing restaurants on that side of town.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same type of food as Taste and Orange. So.
No, oh no, the Taste got, boudin balls, what you need.
The
They
fish
got
sandwich.
the funnel cakes, the fish sandwich,
I get the fish sandwich.
turkey legs, what you want.
like the
You
pearl.
get turkey legs at any fish.
I like Taste of
The
Orange.
pearl.
I kind of like the pearl.
The pearl, like,
The-
area.
Yeah,
Oh.
I kind of like the pearl.
Yeah, sorry.
So back to this March though.
I'd rather be on the east.
So, well, but back to this March though. So, do you have anybody that just like? Do you hear any? When you tell people it's virtual, what is their mindset or what is their?
I think people immediately think, like I said, I think the virtual tag that it has makes people think of, I don't know, maybe like computer, direct, obviously straight to the internet. Is
Zoom
it
meetings.
clickable? Right, Zoom meetings, is it, are you in a 360 room where you double click on here and it, like Google Maps or something, I don't know. But I think that virtual thing is what throws people. But I don't know what else they really could have called it, to really let you know that it's more than just a show. Because it's not just a show. It's an experience.
I mean, I guess if anything, this pandemic has made people be a lot more creative as to how to celebrate the things that they want to celebrate.
And I honestly think it could be the first of many. Because why hasn't it been on TV before? They showed the night parade on TV. They got cameras set up. You know what I'm saying? And this is the largest in the nation. Why we don't have cameras set up at different places? Airing it on TV so people can see it. And they talk to city leaders and east side leaders. People of the community, people of faith. And let them really get their message out and show how important the east side is. Because come on, man, we don't have the things on the east side that people need on the east side. We don't have a mall, we don't have a hospital, we don't have we gotta leave our side of town to go get the comforts that we look for. You know what I'm saying? We ain't shopping over there. We going elsewhere. We going to, the Rim. We going to up 35. You know what I'm saying? We got to start bringing money back into the community of the east side. For the east side to grow, they coming in and taking it out from underneath us. I was riding down the street the other day. Me and my homeboy Aubrey, who was performing with us, we were riding, and it was some white folks just walking down the street. And there's nothing against white folks walking down the street. Cool, more power to you. But a couple of years ago, it wasn't that same picture.
Man,
it wasn't that same picture.
Wow.
And one other thing real quick I want to say on it is I've noticed that the attention to detail, maybe that's a good way to say it, has been a little higher than it was in the past when certain people were there. You know what I mean? Am I being too cryptic? Being too cryptic? There's a lot more activity to try to stop the crime in the area than it was in the years past.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
When it was a little darker shades of people around that area, where was this real strong effort to squash the crime, as it was, or why did you pick up the numbers now? Why is it so important now?
Well, they picked up the numbers because they made a house that was worth $50,000 to $300,000.
Well, hey, real estate, so you already know.
I don't know if you pay attention to politics much either, but we just got the first black constable in Bear County, and she's
congratulations. I had a chance to meet her not too long ago.
You did? Okay, well, yeah. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that was actually pretty exciting to see. So I don't know if it's going to pick up the number of constables over there, but I think she's in precinct 4. I can't remember.
I'm not sure which precinct.
She's in one of those precincts, but she is now the constable of one of the precincts.
And the thing is we just need, you need representation that looks like you, because they have the same experiences as you do. It may not be exactly, It may not be exactly the same experiences, but I think that it's important to have people in power that look like you. Because, we've seen pictures in the past of new administrations. I remember when Trump won office and that picture came out of the new administration, and it was just like 75 white guys in the picture, and this is my government. How am I supposed to feel that really accurately represents me and what I'm going through? So I think it's important to have people in those positions that they don't have to agree with me. I can be Democrat, she Republican, she Democrat, I'm Republican. Like, it don't matter. But there is an or whatever the word is that I'm looking for there that we can tap into from the same experiences. You have a black son, you have a black nephew, I have a black father, black aunts, black uncles, so.
Man, I just, cause I posted on Facebook about it, and a lot of people that I posted, I just put thoughts about the march, and then a lot of people just kind of label like, man, that's stupid, that's this, that's that,
Yeah.
and
But it's keeping that tradition alive. I mean, right now, the way things are, it's not smart to have 300,000 people all up against each other.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
And they're just gonna, they're just gonna look at it as, oh, well, look, there's another spike. And it was because they did this.
And we don't want them. They already blame us for enough. We don't want them to blame us for enough.
We got blamed for riots. Y'all got blamed for riots and stuff like that. And, granted, there was a spike when there was all those riots going on.
All of a sudden, everybody forgot about the pandemic as soon as the riots came up and the protests came up. It's like,
and then right after it was over, and everybody's like, "Oh, that pandemic's still here. Look at everybody getting sick."
I don't think nobody forgot about it. I think that it fell secondary to what was important at the moment, which was human rights.
Yeah, momentary human rights, but then again, if you're not here to see it.
True. But it's not for him. It's for my son. It's for that's why I do what that's for my activism, because I don't want my kids to be, to go through the shit that I
get what you're saying. Like, I understand that too, but the whole thing about it is I work in a hospital. So these people coming in, and it's like, so where do you think you may have been at when this happened? Oh, I was at the protest. Really?
And that's a very interesting point, though, because your point of view, to somebody who, isn't a healthcare worker.
True.
They don't see it that same way, because we don't see the numbers the same way either.
I see the numbers every day. Like, I have to walk through units of this. Like, I have to put on an N95 to go to another psych unit. Like, we have a second floor and a third floor, and they says have an N95 before you walk through here.
Right.
So then across the hallway, that's a whole COVID unit right there. So if I decide to be nice and take something I work on 2 East, so I take something 2 South or 2 West, I have to have my N95 on, because a regular surgical mask ain't going. It can't just walk in there and walk out and be like, all right, cool. It don't work that way. Yeah. Like your mask would not do anything.
Right.
I have to have an N95 on. I'm not walking in there.
Yeah.
And then you walk into a room, you have to have a gown on and gloves. It's insane. So that's how I look at it, because of where I work at and what I deal with every day.
Yeah.
So viewpoints.
And you get. I mean, there's a lot more ignorant people than there is healthcare workers, and that's the unfortunate truth. Because you're gonna get people that's like, I heard, who was it? I don't know, a rapper the other day was saying, he didn't even believe in COVID. Okay. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people.
Why do keep saying that?
It's not just black people. I mean,
I'm saying people in general.
No. He wasn't even a black rapper.
No, there's just a lot of people out there. You're like, you wouldn't
What's his name? I read it on one of the websites. Lil Pump.
Okay.
Lil Pump.
The Trump supporter dude?
The Trump supporter dude.
No, makes sense.
Who got paid
No,
to
like,
support Trump. When Trump called him Lil Pimp. True story.
Man, the pandemic is real. Cause I knew a lot of people passed. I know somebody that's in the hospital now. So we know 2021 is gonna be virtual. Do you see the march going back to normal in 2022? What do you think?
I think it has to. I think 2022 is going to be that year. You know, I think 2021 has already done it. Like, I don't think there's going to be people doing stuff, and it's going to slowly, you know, as we get further along in the year. But this is that year where everybody's creeping back out and trying to see, you know,
open the doors.
Yeah. That's going to be all year. You know, by October, November next year, we might be back to where people are going to the club and feeling comfortable. You know, I mean, you get people wanting to go. They going to the club now.
They going to bars and clubs now and feeling comfortable. I'm like,
but I think it's the companies. They're going to be the ones that really make it feel normal. You know, the corporations, because they're like, you know, the company I work at. You know, they said that they're not bringing people back till, well, I heard January, but now June. You know, so those are going to be a lot of the factors that really start bringing society back to normal. Now, for us, the essential workers, you know, or the lower income people who don't get a chance to, you know, take advantage of the options to be at home, much ain't really changed.
Right.
Much ain't really changed. You know, other than there's probably less traffic and less people in the buildings. But, you know, that's why our numbers are probably harder hit, because our people are the ones that are on the front lines. And more exposed and out there.
I remember the first time I showed the house for it, when they had the pandemic. And it was a duplex. It was a duplex unit. And I was just like, I don't know if nobody gonna come. No, I don't. Was it? I didn't know no one was gonna come, but people came. Mm-hmm. Then I showed a house, and a whole lot of people came. And I think that you had to respect people different levels of comfortability with it. So you got some people that wouldn't do this. You got some people that wear a mask everywhere. You got some people, like I went to a restaurant, and he was just like, do they have an outside area? And I was like, no. But you know, he wanted that. So I think we have to respect people's comfort level.
Yeah.
Because I had a guy, and it makes sense, because, you know, I was seeing if he was going to play, you know, for the team I coached. And he kind of told me no. And I said, why? And he told me because of his girlfriend. I didn't even think about that. Mm-hmm. But you have to respect that. Because NFL players who opt out.
Yep.
And you have to respect that. Because everybody ain't willing to.
My son was playing 6-man, 7-man, whatever the league is he was playing in.
Yeah. And
he chose not to play the season. Okay. And a couple of guys, you know, tried to call him and no, we're still going to play. And they would get, you know, a game in, you know, before the second one, somebody was already sick and they had to cancel it. You know, so.
That's a fast way to spread the COVID, man. That's a fast way to do it on the team. You got like at least 30 people.
And you never know how it's going to affect you. You know, like I hear conservatives say, you know, well, it's only a 3%. It's 3% chance that you'll die. It's a 97% survival rate. But for one, you want to take that chance. That's on you. But like, if that's like saying that you're okay, you know, only having like your kid, you know, can die, or if you even maybe that's a bad example. Let's take it to this. Look at numbers. What is 3% of the population of America? You know what I'm saying? Like it's what? How many million? 300 million in America? Something like that? And
that's what I was thinking.
3% is what? Is that 3 million?
3 million.
If there's 300.
So, do you want to take your chances if you're going to be in that group of 3 million? You know?
Because that's still a big number.
It's huge.
Huge number.
And it doesn't matter if it's 1% if it's your loved one.
Exactly.
And you never think you're gonna be in that number until you are in that number. 'Cause I didn't think I was gonna have COVID, and then I had it, and I'm like, when I look at the news, I'm one of the numbers they talking about. You know what I mean?
True.
And so,
And think
But
about
you're
all
one
the
of the
people
ones
who,
that, you know, you got better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were fortunate.
luckily you had that strain of it.
Well, it's mutating now.
Yeah.
It went from what we were told to work. It is mutating. So just like the flu virus,
Mhm.
it mutates. So it's probably going to be more like this is the norm now.
Yeah.
Wearing a mask is the norm. So get over yourself and wear a fucking mask. I'm tired of having to say this shit, but put a mask on your face. Like I don't care if you.
And you can get masks from my website. It's at goodvisuals.com. Please, you can get your Good Visuals mask as well as some of these masks here. You can't really see the logo from way back there. Let me show you a little bit closer. Boom. So you can get them from there. Goodvisuals.com.
Because it is if you're not protecting yourself, you're protecting somebody else, including your loved ones, even if you don't believe in it.
Yeah.
You're taking over.
And you know what else? You know what else? They're great because, like, you know, people got bad breath, right?
Oh yeah.
People got real bad breath. And you could just be like, no, go ahead, keep talking.
And you can make all these faces underneath the mask, and they have no idea.
Don't know if you smile or not.
They don't know if you smile or not, unless your eyes, you know.
Just kind of tell a story.
But no, it's the march is gonna be it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be an event worth watching. It's gonna be something.
Is it going to be on TV? Is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do we know what channel?
From what I understand, I believe it's gonna be on WOAI, or for those from San Antonio, the old KMOL, because they changed the station. But yeah, on them. And I think it is possibly they're streaming on their website as well. So I believe all the information is going to start trickling out here, you know, within the next, obviously the next few days, because we're 2 weeks away from it now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, over the next week or so, you should be hearing a lot more about it. Probably seeing even possibly some commercials even. I don't know.
So on your Facebook, on your friend list, people that you cool with, family,
Mhm.
what is the feedback you hear?
Everybody's excited.
Okay.
Everybody's excited. I feel as long as this has been in existence, this is the first.
Right.
This is the very first time that it's going to be made into, you know, packaged this way and put in on TV and in a digestible way that people can sit and watch it and absorb it, you know, and then look back on it. Because think about it, we can't go look back on past marches. We can look at pictures that we've taken while there, you know, but we don't have an archive to go back and look at marches.
Right.
Speakers. You know, I remember that year that David Banner came.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you.
Boy, say David Banner came down and said some shit.
Yeah, he did.
You know, and he got a lot of people thinking.
Right.
And we need more of that. You know, people that come in and have a voice and aren't willing to, you know, buck the norms. You know, because there's got to be some things that are probably pretty, you know, considered pretty extreme at times to get people's attention. You know, so, and sometimes being extreme is just living for yourself. I don't mean rioting, you know, it's living for yourself and your truth.
Right.
And sometimes that's extreme to people. Unfortunately.
Well,
So,
I'm excited about it. I want to watch it. It'll actually, and I feel bad for saying it, it will be my first experience with it. I haven't gone to any of the marches.
And that's the reason. I think that, with everything, the historical side of it, the informative side, how we want to look at the tradition, I think that right there is going to be the biggest and best thing to come from it.
Yeah.
Is that people who have never had a chance to experience it is going to now have that opportunity.
Granted, I understand it won't be the same experience, but it'll be an experience that I can be like, okay, well, when it comes back to normal and people are able to attend and so forth, I'll be able to.
And for those of us that do know all about it, now we get to meet the people who have been putting this on. Right. Because there's a lot of people who don't know. There's a lot of people who don't live on the east side, who don't know these people, who don't know the pastors and the event organizers, and our family didn't go, they didn't all go to school with each other, like it gives them a chance to meet who have been investing their time and their energy in bringing this to the public, because our elders are important.
right.
And the wisdom and knowledge that they have, I read the other day, it said the saying amongst Indians is when an elder passes away, it's like losing the equivalent of a whole library of knowledge.
That's deep.
So we need to be looking at our elders and learning from them more.
That's deep.
So I'm just setting it up because one day I'm gonna be an elder. Yeah.
What age is elder?
20 years older than whatever year I am at that moment. I don't care if I'm 80. I mean, they got to be 100. I'm a young 80. I don't know about them. I'm still trying to go hoop at 80.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You still hoop, man?
yeah.
That's what's up.
But it's a little more 3-point line to 3-point line.
It's a mental game, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But it's gonna be amazing, man. And then all the acts and faces that you're used to seeing is gonna be highlighted.
So, like, basically, like, I was gonna say something. When does it start and end, though?
As far as time or
like if it's from, because I heard it was.
Is it going to be broadcast live, or is it like
well, we filmed it. We already filmed it, so it's not going to be live.
So say we click on there, it's like, oh, it's playing for the next hour. Or...
I think so. I think it's going to be a scheduled, special.
Okay.
I heard it from 9 to 12.
There's enough footage. There's enough footage.
Yeah.
It could be. I heard because I think the march is normally 3 hours, 2-3 hours, right? Like officially.
The people that march, they come. I think it starts at 9. They march to Pittman Sutherland, and then Pittman Sutherland. When you get to Pittman Sutherland, that's when they do they have the gospel people.
Right.
And then they have gospel, they have a message. And then recently they had somebody, pretty big perform.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I thought it ended about 2.
Yeah, it's usually cleared out about then.
Yeah. So
because I think when they get to Pittman Sutherland by about 10:30ish.
Yeah, right.
10:30, 11 o'clock. And then you got your performers, and then till about 12:30, speakers, performers, so on and so forth. And then it's just kind of the crowd, and vendors, and the Buffalo Soldiers. I always get a kick out of seeing them up there. I think I think my kids have a picture with them like every year for like 3 or 4 years, 5 years or whatever. They in a row.
One of my friends, man, his name Dustin Mitchell. He's a Buffalo Soldier. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll tell you everything about the Buffalo Soldiers, man.
Hey, they important to our history, man.
Yeah.
Important to our history.
Yeah, Dustin.
More important than we realize.
Yeah. So he'll get dressed up and everything. I get a laugh out of it. That's cool.
Another thing it doesn't really have to do with the march, but kind of does. The Negro Baseball League actually got inducted in. They got considered now a part of MLB. So a lot of people
and their stats.
So a lot of people that should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
Which we have a Negro Baseball League field in San Antonio.
Really?
Right off of Foster Road.
Really?
They covered it up. What? It's been long covered up for years. I actually grew up right down the street from it. It's at East Houston and Foster.
Okay.
Is where the old Negro Baseball League field used to be.
Wow.
What team was playing there, do you know?
That I don't know. I need to do a little more research on that, but yeah.
Now I'm interested to find out who was playing there.
Yeah, me too. And who came through here.
I actually met one in was it high school? Or it was somewhere I met him, and he was an older guy. He comes, he's telling us all his stories, and he was signing. I thought it was like I'm actually meeting a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think about it when you're a kid, but it's like, wait a minute, that dude probably deceased by now, or he forgets, but he was older. But he was telling us all his stories about how he had like his peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and one day somebody stole it, so he said, well, I guess he needed more than I did. So he said the next day he sat on that sucker. He's like, nope, you don't eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's like, just remember, it was like, it's cool to be in school. I'll never forget that. I can't remember his name, but it's an older man. He played Negro League baseball. Yeah. I don't know if he was like, a dog, as JP calls him, but I thought it was pretty cool to see him. So
yeah, no, we have that's the thing. The Black history in San Antonio is amazing, and we don't know it.
We don't know about it.
We don't know it, and there's actually a documentary. Being a filmmaker, I had a chance to meet a lot of different people, and the gentleman's name, Andar, and I can see their faces in my head. But anyway, they have a film called Walk on the River. That's the most important part of this, is that their film is called Walk on the River. And it's about the Black history from like the 1600s, 1700s, all the way up to like 1960s. And, the amazing accomplishments that we've had, and the amazing people that we've had come from San Antonio and accomplish, like the Sutton family.
Right.
The Sutton family, like they had like 9 or 10 children, and like each one of them was nothing less than like a Supreme Court justice. Like they were all amazing doctors, scientists. I'm talking about they're hugely successful.
And that's not the ones that run the funeral home, right?
I think something was one of the businesses that they had within that family. Like we had a very the economy on the east side at one time was booming.
Right.
And then when they built the highway and they separated commerce.
So they built a highway. I heard because when I was doing the plots, I think they built a highway by MLK and Pecan Valley too, and that kind of separated it too.
Yeah, all that came in and separated the community. Yeah. Because we had there was funeral homes and bank. Was it bank? I don't know if there was banks, but there was just a number of businesses, legitimate businesses that was formed and thriving on the east side. Dry cleaning businesses and beauty salons and things that we don't really have as much of anymore. And we're hurt by the way that the architecture of the land was laid out.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was kind of landlocked. Yeah.
And we know how that plays.
Yeah.
But now that we know that, we have to do what? put ourselves in position to do the same thing. Maybe not, with nefarious intent, but what I'm saying is you put yourself in position to not allow that to happen again. Because why? Because you have somebody in power who looks like you.
Gotcha.
See how I circled that back to the earlier? You're a professional doing this.
That's what's up, man. So besides the march, what's new for you, man? What's filmmaking?
Life is amazing in this world. Still, having a hugely successful run with the short film Policing.
Okay.
And the Policing, the song, which is the soundtrack to the film, is also got legs of its own and is getting a lot of attention on its own. We did an acoustic version, which can be seen on the website and on YouTube to go along with the actual song itself.
What's the website?
The website is goodvisuals.com. That's GOODVISUALZ.com. So yeah.
You gotta be a sponsor for the show.
I'm trying to be a sponsor for somebody.
We're gonna talk about this.
But no, I also currently we are having auditions. If you are an actor or actress, we are having auditions for our newest sitcom, which is entitled The Odd Life of Shay Little. And it's a sitcom, like I say, in every sense of the word. A challenge that I wanted to take on. And it's like a sitcom you would see come on, on
regular TV.
Regular TV, that's the goal, and 5 episodes, we're gonna have that premiere. We're aiming for June, so we're holding auditions for it now. Rehearsal starts soon. Shooting starts shortly after that, and then
Where are y'all holding your auditions?
virtually.
Okay.
So they got
Is that on goodvisuals.com?
It is on Good. Yes, it is. Shay's Odd Life has its own landing page, so you can go to the site, and there's actually 2 buttons. One button will give you the script, the audition script, and then the other button is actually for the application to fill out and upload your audition video and headshots.
Is it on Zoom or you have to download it?
No, it's all right there on the website.
Okay.
So it'll take you to it's a Google Doc.
Okay.
So you can download it from there or read it off your phone, however you want to do it.
Okay. And what's the name of the show?
The Odd Life of Shay Little.
Shay Little. So is Shay Little someone that you knew or?
She's somebody that we metaphorically always have known.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, the story line behind it is it's about 2 fathers, a real father and a stepfather,
okay,
who have ended up having to live together because of life, but they're raising the same daughter.
Okay.
So, and they're complete opposites, right? So that sets up the storylines and the humor that comes from it.
So it's a comedy.
It is a comedy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sitcom. Full sitcom.
Awesome.
I sometimes I'll call it a cheesy sitcom because, that's that whole era, right? But it's a challenge that I wanted to take on because I'm a big fan of, Martin. And, my favorite sitcom of all time is Sanford and Son.
Right.
I'm old school. I'm old school, but that's one of my favorite sitcoms. But there's challenges that come within the sitcom that I wanted to take on as a filmmaker, and see if I could do it.
Have you ever thought about being a character within your, kind of like how Tyler Perry did?
So yes. I have. I don't have a character similar to Medea, but it's actually funny. In this sitcom, we wrote a character kind of based on me.
Cool.
So even though I'm not in it,
Yeah.
There's a character kind of loosely based on me.
That's got to be hard to do, to be a character in a film, being a producer too.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It comes with your organization, your organizing. Because it could be said for, it's got to be hard to be a podcaster and have to promote your own stuff. But it's something that y'all have learned to take on, obviously, and y'all are doing very well with it. So, you learn to do your best you can with what you're given.
Right. So, do you got any closing remarks about the march?
Closing remarks about the march. So I mentioned my website, right? It's goodvisuals.com. But something though that I do want to say though is that we will be having so the performers that I'm with, we were asked to wear shirts, and our shirts have sayings on them, and those shirts will be available for sale.
And
On goodvisuals.com. Yes, it will. True story.
If anybody comes out with anything on this show, goodvisuals.com.
Goodvisuals.com.
That's with a Z at the end.
With a Z at the end, yes.
Visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Z.
You know how we do it. I couldn't put an S. And if I was gonna put an S, I was gonna spell it with a $sign. Anyway, so
right.
I put thought into it. No, I appreciate y'all having me come out, man. I really do, and let me talk on a subject.
We thank you for coming back.
Yeah, thanks.
Y'all doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So of course probably have you come back.
So in 2 weeks, they're gonna have that march, the virtual march on WOAI, right? Did I say it right? WOAI.
Channel
And
Thank you.
if you are, and if you're an aspiring actor, actress, they're doing auditions for The Odd Life of Shay Little on goodvisuals.com.
Goodvisuals.com.
Sorry, goodvisuals.com. And there's also merch available. So
There's definitely merch available. And you can see some of our other projects and music videos that we've done for artists, a lot of talented artists out of San Antonio and various places.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this channel.
and share.
And share.
And share. Tell your people about it.
Yes. So whoever hasn't been able to attend the march in the past, now we have something that we can watch, and still be socially distanced,
You can
responsible.
watch it in your underwear. Yep.
All right, watch it in your underwear. Don't film yourself watching it in your underwear. But we don't want to see it.
We'll
But
see all that. It's nasty. And I apologize for cussing earlier, but don't take it the wrong way. If you did, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But please wear your mask. If you're not worried about protecting yourself, worry about protecting everybody else, including your family members. Because I'm about tired of seeing a lot of people come into my hospital talking about, I was over here at this, I don't know, what was that big thing, that boxing match? They had a boxing match outside the boxing match.
Tyson?
No, Canelo.
Canelo.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently
last weekend or something, right?
Yeah.
Apparently it was a big
before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently there's a big fight outside of the ring too. But anyways, the point is, just be conscious of what you're doing. If you think you're right to be your friends, don't stay your ass in the house. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's gonna end up being a point in time where they say no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service. Just take that into mind.
They said that now.
yeah, most places see it now.
Yeah, most places say that now, bro.
Well. Anyways,
Dan's like, not.
I just had to jump
Not
on
the point,
They
Adam.
jumped on you.
that's not the point I'm saying. But most places say it now. So if you think you're right as being friends, oh well. That's what it is. This is the new norm. Get used to it.
Wear your mask, damn it.
Right.
Wear your mask. And go to goodvisuals.com.
And go to goodvisuals.com and
Get
your mask.
Get a mask.
He's got masks on there. He showed you.
What are some of the? Can you share some of the sayings on your shirt?
If you black, then you perfect. Is one of them.
Okay.
Actually, that shirt is so the lines. We all came up with our own lines.
Okay.
If you go to the website, you can see them. So I'm not really hiding anything, but vocab's the vocab inspired shirt said melanin efficient.
Cool.
Little Aubrey's said if you black, then you perfect, which is a line directly from the song Policing.
Cool.
And mine, I went and did a little bit of research and found the very first quote unquote Black Lives Matter style slogan. Of course, there wasn't BLM at the time,
right.
But when slavery was being abolished and it had come to the attention of the whole world, people were wearing shirts that said, "Am I not a man and a brother?"
Nice.
To bring attention to the plight of the slaves. And it actually became like a noble person's thing to wear.
Okay.
So,
And how much they doing for?
$20, $25, they're not bad.
That's not a bad price at all.
Yeah, website prices.
Y'all got big boy stuff?
We got big boy stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. What's the big size?
I think it goes up to 3. It just depends on the manufacturer. Because, each style of shirt is different. So I deal with different manufacturers.
Okay.
And some of them are 3XL, but I've even seen 5XL. There was no reason why I mentioned 5XL. Okay? I'm just saying I've seen that it can go up to that big.
I feel like you're going back to my little man syndrome from the last show, bro. I'm just saying. Imagine you sitting right here, you got this big joker right here, another big joker right here, you the smallest dude in the middle, like.
But see, when we
it's like,
so we do the show with Kendrick, man, he like a defensive lineman, so it's like, you don't have the same thing. Yeah,
I'm trying to have my little man syndrome at the moment. Like, look, bro. Like, ain't nothing like look, bro, ain't nothing personal. I just got little man syndrome because he big, you big. Somebody getting choked out. Tap, nap, or snap. One or two.
You can sit in the chair like Dwayne.
There you go.
You know what? I like that.
There you go.
No, it's like,
I mean, I'm just
looking
saying.
for you.
Or just have your guest always sit right here.
That's true. I'm gonna need you to come back and produce.
You can kick people out, like she kicked people out of her seat. You be like, "Russ, it's my couch, my house."
It's my crib, but I don't mind. I like when everybody comes over. I really appreciate you coming back over.
Already.
And we go back since the Valero days.
Yeah.
You come in.
you had to be like, for 5.
He don't even know my name. Be like, "What up, bro?" Like, "What up, man?" Like, I got my bag right there. Like, don't know your name, don't know who you are. I just see you all the time. Like, "What's up, bro?" Like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, I gotta get my guards.
Yeah, you know. like, you like, yeah. So, it's
I might not
funny.
have the 7 cents that day. I only got $1 in my pocket.
It's funny how things go full circle, and that hey, it's not 7 cents, bro. I mean, little short. It's alright though. Which is now Valero, which is now Quest. Shout out to Quest.
Do you trust that gas?
I never been.
I get guards from up there, but I don't get gas.
The other day, matter of fact, now you said that, it was roped off. It was roped off by a bunch of police tape. So I'm not feeling that.
They stepping on their gas.
Something going on with that, but yeah. So
I don't know where you got there.
I want to get. Nah, I go right over to Circle K.
There before.
I go right over to Circle K.
Well, the Quest that we have down the street, it's like Quest, and then right across the street is like Circle K, and I'm like, well, that kind of sucks to that little gas station right there.
Well, now you got these QTs taking over too.
Hey,
QT is taking
And you know why QT is taking over?
Why is that?
Because they got the frozen tropical punch. They got tropical punch Kool-Aid, frozen, slushy tropical punch.
because QT.
That's where they win. With
Wait, didn't we have an argument about Kool-Aid not too long ago?
Some people don't drink Kool-Aid. It was black.
You know what?
It's not her. That's a whole nother.
As long as they don't drink Flavor Aid.
No.
Okay. All right.
You talking about that's not Kool-Aid, bro.
But it was always sold next to the Kool-Aid.
Exactly. So it'd be like,
What are you like these nasty things?
we gotta use the home.
Look at them.
But look, and when you was a kid, you could tell which one was which.
Oh yeah.
Like, this ain't Kool-Aid. Like, how you know? Like, it's flavor, Mom. Stop playing.
No, that's not right.
You don't say stop playing because anyway slap, but you like, Mom, for real.
Get slapped. Yeah.
You like in your mind, you think like, let's stop playing.
But Curtis is a nice person, though.
Leave him alone.
Curtis, I had nothing to do with that. That was him.
Curtis, I don't put that much Kool-Aid. I mean, that much sugar in my Kool-Aid, so that might be the thing.
I put lemonade. I put lemon in the Kool-Aid with
I
the
put
sugar.
pineapple juice in it.
I've never tried that before.
Yes, try the pineapple.
I'm gonna have to try that one. You talking about the can that you gotta flip open? You gotta punch it open?
I mean, yeah, that's
Using like the pre-K?
Yeah.
Oh, the liquor one?
As long as it's pineapple juice.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's pineapple juice.
They have like little cans that are like little pop tabs.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they do. We have an audience now.
We had an audience, yes.
Well,
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Closing thoughts?
I'm done talking.
Yes.
man, I've been through the March since the beginning of the March, and until I talked to